Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Juju's Journey. As you can see, I'm still in my pajamas. Life is not going as planned today, but you know what? That's okay. Today is April the 23rd, 2026. Today is Thursday, and if you're new here, my name is Angela, and this is my journey. I'm a 58-year-old widow trying to figure out life, trying to keep myself accountable on doing things so I don't just fall into a rut and just stay stagnant and, all the things. So, this is my journey and welcome to it. My bed head, actually, it's okay for a bed head. Um, I usually wake up and it's a lot worse than this. But anyway, if you've been here for a little bit, you understand that I'm on a very tight budget. I'm trying to do things in life to live again, learn how to live by myself and learn how to make plans and try to live my life and find joy and find happiness and all of the things after my husband died. And it's really hard. Grief is so hard on so many levels. But it's something that we all have to go through. It happens, unfortunately. And, I'm not a rare case. Everybody goes through grief. This is just my journey with grief. And so, with that being said, I'm trying to get my eBay store back up and going. It's always been going, but I want to revamp it. I want to put a lot of work into it so it generates more sales. And the way eBay works is the more you post or the more you list, and if you do it consistently, like let's say 3 items a day, it'll push your store up in the algorithms. Um, Usually you probably need to list more than 3, but my goal is to list 3 items a day right now and then I would want to also have some scheduled for the next day and just keep working so I get a stockpile build up enough that I can start putting 5 items out per day. And I want to be ahead of the ball game. I did work yesterday before I went to my friend's house, and I do have a whole bag of items ready to go, be stored. This is the way I package them up. They're ready. I've already steamed them. I've already photographed them. I've got all the details that I need right here. I've got their thank you card, cute little sticker, and I'll sit down at my desk and pull the pictures up on my iPad, and then I'll just start listing, And then when I get it listed, I'll put it in the bin H, because that's my SKU number, H4. And it's done, ready to go. It can sit there. They call it long haul. My items can sit. I have enough storage in my house that they can sit until they sell, You kind of like list it and forget it, and just, out of the blue, something that you listed a year ago sells and you're so excited. And that's primarily how my store works. My store's never gotten down to the point that I didn't make a sale once a week, at least. But I have had my store where I get minimum of 5 sales a day. And of course, I'm not there yet, but I want to get my store back to, my first goal would be what? Maybe 5 sales a week and then work my way up. But once the sales start coming in and then you ship really fast, all of those everything just plays off of each other. And so, in order for me to fulfill my dreams, I've got to work. And I don't want to get a job outside of my home right now. My husband and I were he had retired and he didn't want me to, like, I was retired right there with him. And so he wanted me to pretty much spend all my time with him. And so that's what our life was like. And so me going back to work after he died was not really an option. Mentally, I don't think I could have anyway. Now, had I already had a work family, it would have been good for me to get back into a routine. But going and trying to learn something new, or because I taught preschool for years and I'm out of my preschool era. And when I say for years, I mean like over 20 years I taught preschool. I love teaching preschool. I love toddlers. I just think they're the most wonderful, the most smart, like in that age, like at that time of their life, they learn more than any other time. They're like little sponges. And so that gave me great joy. Like, I love my job and I love my people I work with. So yeah, that would have been good for my soul had I still had that job. But I had not worked that career in 10 years. And plus, I just don't have it anymore. I can't keep up. If I'd continued, I probably could have, but just being out of it and having to go back in, I probably wouldn't have been able to keep up. I wouldn't have been the same preschool teacher I was when I left. So starting something new out of my wheelhouse would not have been good. My brain wouldn't have been able to handle it. And I probably would have cried a whole bunch, because when I see people that I know, that when I run into them to this day, and I haven't seen them since my husband passed, I start crying. So it probably wouldn't have made for a good, I wouldn't have been a good employee. So maybe I do need to just work for myself. But with all that being said, I'm off track today. Right now it's 8:54 a.m. and I'm supposed to be showered and dressed and ready for work, and I'm not. I've already missed trash pickup today, so my trash didn't get out by the road. I'm starting out not good today, but I'm going to end on a good note. I do need to ship an ACEO that I sold yesterday, and I thought this was a really cute one. It's going to a new home. It gives me great joy. Look how cute it is. Can you see it? Let me take it out of its little cellophane. If I knew, and that's the cutest. And these little cards they're so much fun to make. I recommend that everybody do something crafty, even something as little as a 2.5-inch by 3.5-inch card. But this little card's gonna go to somebody. My artwork's has been purchased for $2. I went up. I started my auctions at 99 cents. Now I'm starting them at $2. And it sold, so I'm happy about that. All of the other ACEOs that I've sold have only sold for 99 cents, except one. They bid it up to $3. But my daughter, on the other hand, hers are getting bid up to like $30 each. She has this one person that loves her ACEOs. And she started a Sunny series as a ghost. And she's so talented. Like, she could paint anything. Like, not like I paint. She can paint. But her ghosts are going, and so she's going to go with it. And so she's got one person that always bids, and now there's another person, and they just sit there and outbid each other. One person got two of them last week and paid like 30. I think their total was like $65 because they won two of the cards for a cute little 2.5 by 3.5-inch ACEO. And people have unboxed hers on TikTok. You know how they open it up. But like I said, my daughter's really, really talented. So her ACEOs are making her money. Mine aren't making me money. Mine are giving me joy. But they're also helping my eBay store because eBay doesn't care how much, I mean, they just, every time you make a sale, that's good for your algorithm. And every time I list, it's good for my algorithm. So, and they're so easy to list. Once you list one, you can sell similar and just change a few things. So that's exciting. And so I can help my eBay store big time because I have all of these to relist. And so I'll put those on the docket too. Like if I'm going to start listing 3 items a day, then I may do 1 ACEO and 2 clothing items and keep going. And then I'll schedule for tomorrow and schedule for Saturday and schedule for Sunday. And so I can get ahead of the ball game. And I would love to have my flow going like I did in the past where my store was really, really successful. That I've always got stuff popping up and I'm just adding to it. Just adding to it, just getting ahead of the ball game. So then I'll be shipping, because when you start going, then you're going to have to add shipping to your schedule. And then your, of course, prep work. That means steaming, getting all the measurements, all of that kind of stuff. And then the photography. And then you have to bag it up. And then you have to sit there and post it. So once I streamline that, my goal is to, like I said, be dressed and ready by 9. But yesterday morning when I came up with my coffee, it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was able to drink my coffee in peace and get some things listed. And see, once I get everything on my iPad, I can go sit downstairs. I can take my little bag with me. I can work anywhere. I don't have to be at my house. So that's another good thing about being ahead of schedule. You know, it's a good thing. So I'm gonna work today. I'm probably not gonna get as much done, but I'm gonna work this afternoon too. I went to my friend's house yesterday. She picked me up at 12:45. We rode out to her lake house and checked on things. And then we came back and she's got a beautiful house in town. She's got a back patio that's really a screened-in porch off of the back of her house, and huge screened-in porch. And then above it is a deck, a covered deck from the 2-story, from her 2nd story. So it's kind of like a 2nd-story balcony, but it's a deck covered. And we went upstairs and sat on that deck yesterday and celebrated my birthday. So we had a few cocktails and she had me cupcakes. She had some fried chicken. That was good. Just a southern little day. My daughter picked me up when she got off at 5. So I probably left my friend's house about 5:20 and came home and ate dinner next door. But I took a nap when I got home. I was so good. I was so relaxed. I decided to lay down in my bed and turn that television on, and I had my fan blowing on me. It didn't take 10 minutes. I was out like a log. I was gone. And then the next phone call was, dinner's ready. And I'm like, okay, I'll be there in a minute. I am so spoiled. So spoiled. But my birthday celebrations aren't over. I'm going to get celebrated over the Saturday at my daughter's. And then on Sunday, I'm going to my son's house and he's going to cook me steak. And then on Monday, my real birthday is Monday, I'm going to go spend the day with my Aunt Debbie. And she's going to have me a good lunch cooked. She always spoils me too. She does a really good home cooking whenever I go see her. Oh. It's so much fun. I'm so fortunate. I've got some really, 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 really good friends and children. I am so blessed, and family members. But that's about it for me. There's a few things that I have on my list today. I need to call and check on a friend. She had surgery. She went home from the hospital yesterday, and I kind of left her alone. So I'm going to call and check on her today. I'm going to, right time we get off here, I'm going to get my eBay going. I think I'm just going to work in my pajamas and piddle. I'm going to call it piddling and take my shower in just a little. I mean, I'm not going to jump straight in the shower. I'm going to finish my coffee. But I'm going to piddle while I'm drinking my coffee and get a few things done. And then I'm going to see if, figure out what we're going to eat for lunch. This has been a weird week. We haven't eaten lunch together this week, me and my children. So hopefully today we'll get to eat lunch together. It always makes everybody happy. So anyway, that's about it for my updates. I wish my phone would go ka-ching. Maybe it'll go ka-ching. I kind of feel, this is so weird, I feel like I had more sales happening before I started working on my eBay again. Because I shipped off, I think, like 5 items last week. And this week, the only thing that sold, and when I say this week, I'm talking about since Monday, is this little ACEO. But I'm not bummed. That's just the way it goes. Once I start listing, my algorithms come up and it'll be okay. Anyway, I've got to go tomorrow to the Social Security Department and get a Social Security card. I don't know where mine is. I've got to get a True ID. Just something all the time, you know, all the time. But that's what keeps us going, right? We've got to have things on our docket to do. I can't wait, y'all. I've got to keep putting it out there. I have to. I cannot wait to have a family compound. So we can have a community garden and can stuff. I've never canned anything. I think it would be awesome to can all of us together, canning and putting stuff up on the shelves and watching the guys like cut trees down and just everything coming together. I think that'll be good for my soul. It was a plan that my husband and I had, but his mother, she was 93 when she died. 93. And she would not come off of anything. Like, she would not separate that land and go ahead and let her grown children build. She was going to take it with her to her grave. And then, unfortunately, my husband, he died before he got his land. And he wanted to build out there one day. And that's what I intend to do. I mean, that's what all of her, most of the family, that's what they want to do. Instead of it just being a beautiful piece of land with a beautiful pond, we would like a few family homes out there and enjoy it. Living out in the country is a lot cheaper than living in the city limits, that's for sure. But I think it would be peaceful. We'll be close enough together that we can help each other, but far enough away that we still have our privacy. And I just think it would be awesome to just, instead of getting in your car, you just get on your golf cart or your side-by-side and take off and go where you're going to go on your compound. You know, go to the grocery store once a week. You don't have to go every day. And I just think that would be awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to keep putting that vision out there, but there's lots of stuff I have to do if I want that vision to come true. And that is like quit talking and start working, right? So I'm going to get off and I'm going to go list, and I hope everybody send it up there that my phone goes ka-ching today. Because that's what's going to really motivate me. That's going to be the icing on the cake, is whenever I go to list and then I get a sale. That always makes you so excited, you know. I have gotten to the point selling on eBay and Etsy that when the ka-ching would go off, you'd go, oh my gosh. But it was mainly Etsy because those were homemade items. And that meant you had to go make it from scratch. There were customs. And it was exciting until it became a really booming business. But when my mother got sick and I had to take care of her, I had to stop that. So, and I don't plan on revamping that either. Not anything I sell from this day forward, and I'm going to knock on wood because you never know, is going to be already made. And if you want it, you can buy it. But I am never going to custom anything again. Although they were cute and we were proud, I'm not going to do that again because that's a lot. If you have 20 orders and somebody wants a bulldog and somebody wants a Dotson and somebody wants you to put this saying and somebody wants that saying, and you're sewing and you're drawing and you're stuffing pillows and you're trying to get them out, I think 5 days. Oh, it was horrible. Then you wake up some mornings and you had 20 orders before you when you went to sleep. You were caught up, and then the next morning you wake up and you have 20, and you're going 20 orders. Okay, it's Friday. Like, okay, now you got to figure out your day. And then while you're sitting there thinking, you get ka-ching, and then a little bit later you get another ka-ching, and you're like, wait a minute, stop. I can't keep up. But no, we got them done. It was fun though. We also sold those items at a local boutique here in town. And so we would make and have a stockpile there. But we would also custom from them too. So every day they would call and say, we have a few custom orders. So it would add to our Etsy store. It was fun though. It was so much fun. Maybe we'll get back into something similar, but not custom. I mean, we've had an embroidery business. That was tough because we didn't have the major embroidery machine like they do if you go like to some of these places. So sometimes, and I'm sure it messes up there too, but sometimes your material, you may have to pull everything out and start over. But we tried not to embroider items that belong to people. Like they didn't bring us their items. We would purchase the things and take orders. Like, oh, we've got this cute canvas bag. We can put your initials or your name on it for, this amount of money. And so they would pick out their color, thread, and what they wanted. And we would offer different types of fonts, but we wouldn't just give them a whole. We would have like 3 fonts they could choose from just to make it easier instead of going through all the fonts. And we did really good at that too. But so many things that we've done. Signs, we've made so many signs. My husband cutting wood for signs, sanding, staining. Oh, we made the cutest signs. Oh, it was fun. It kept us busy. But I think I'm going to stick to piddling. Maybe I'll get back into the hustle. The hustle was fun. I will have to admit, it was fun. But anyway, thank y'all so much for listening to me. Keep myself accountable. This is my journey. This is kind of like my journal. And if y'all stayed this long, thank you. How about give me a thumbs up? Pray for me. Pray that I stay on course. And be grateful, y'all. Be grateful for everything that you have. Because we are blessed, even if we are going through storms. God blesses us every day. Just look for your blessings. That doesn't mean you're not going to go through storms. We all have to go through storms. But look for your blessings. God's not, if we're still here, God's not done with us yet. And He does not want us to live depressed. He doesn't want us to live sad every day. It's okay. He wouldn't have given us the emotion of being sad if we weren't supposed to be sad. But we're not supposed to stay there. We've got to try to live the best life we can. So subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and may the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile down on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you His favor and give you His peace. And that's number 6, 24 through 26. That's my favorite Bible verse. And I love it. I don't know why it spoke to me the way it did that day, but I've heard it my whole life, and that day it was just meant for me, I guess, for that day. But keep me in your prayers, and I'll pray for everybody that saw this video today. Bye. Y'all have a great day.